Hari Om. Reading of the article Giant Leap into Limitlessness by Paramapujya Swami Swarupanandaji as published in Vedant Vani of March 2026 issue. Wisdom, physical strength, fear, success, courage, fearlessness, good health, alertness, and eloquence. All of these are bestowed upon by remembering Lord Hanuman. बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगताम् अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्. By merely remembering and thinking of Hanumanji, all siddhis, all achievements are possible. When Sri Hanuman brought Sita back to life, infused her with hope, gave her reassurance by giving Sri Ram's message, she blessed him with the words अष्टसिद्धिनौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता. Siddhis and treasures. Mother Sita, Adi Parashakti herself, blessed Hanumanji, who already had the Siddhis Anima, Mahima, Garima, Lagima, Prapti, Prakamya, Ishitva, and Vashitva. By making him the Data, the giver of these Siddhis, now Nidhi ke Data, the giver of all treasures. Therefore, Lord Hanuman bestows all that we require in our life to achieve our goals. Merely by remembering him, one can be blessed with all these virtues. Buddhi, intelligence, balam, the strength, to be able to live up to our ideals, our dharma, our duty. Yasha, the fame and glory that comes as a result of performing noble actions. Dhairyam, fortitude, to not stop till we reach our goal in spite of difficulties and obstacles. Nirbhayatvam, fearlessness, courage, confidence, arogata, from freedom from all illness that weakens us physically and mentally. Ajadyam, freedom from inertia, freedom from laziness, procrastination, or even the feeling of being locked, of not being able to move ahead. Vakpatutvam, eloquence. All these can be achieved just by thinking of Hanumanji. Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet. Therefore, Goswami Tulsidas states, Sankata katai mitai sabba pira, jo sumire Hanumat balabira. Whoever remembers the brave and mighty Hanuman is freed from all adversities and pains. Just by remembering Hanumanji, we can get the needed inspiration to invoke all these abilities. These are the powers, the real siddhis we should have by which we can achieve anything, material or spiritual, and like Sri Hanuman, make giant leaps in our lives. One giant leap which Hanumanji took was in the battle between Sri Ram and Ravan, a battle like none other. After the Mahabharat war, Hanumanji told Sri Krishna, Ravan, in his delusion for his own lust, was willing to destroy the entire kingdom. In fact, sacrifice his own sons just to get what he wanted because of his ego and pride. In this epic battle, Many of Ravan's warriors were defeated. Finally, the mightiest of them, Ravan's son Indrajit or Meghanad, entered the battlefield. He got the name Indrajit because he fought and conquered Indra. Another meaning of the name is one who has overpowered or conquered one's senses, conquered desire and lust. There was a mighty battle between Indrajit and his opponent Lakshman, the epitome of Vairagya. Many a times Lakshman nearly defeated Indra. Finally, in panic, Indrajit fired a massive missile on Lakshman, who fell down almost dead in a coma like state. A jubilant Indrajit wanted to take Lakshman as a trophy to present to his father. However, the mighty Indrajit could not lift Lakshman, who was the incarnation of Sheshanag, not nor could any of the other Rakshasas do it. Thinking him to be dead, they left him on the battlefield and returned Lanka. Meanwhile, Hanuman arrived, lifted Lakshman, and took him to the Lord. Seeing Lakshman did thus, the monkeys lost all hope and confidence. Even Ramachandraji, with tears in his eye, was full of despair. Of course, this was a part of Bhagavan's Leela to show his love for his brother. He also sat down helpless and distraught, lamenting that if Lakshman has very life breath, Lakshman, his very life breath was gone, there was no point in his living. At this crucial juncture, Vibhishan mentioned Sushena, the knowledgeable Vaidya of Lanka. Do what needs to be done. This was wartime. The entire army of Lanka was on alert. Everyone gathered and lamented on the impossibility of getting the physician. It truly was a formidable task, but Hanumanji did not sit there and discuss how it could not be done. He just had to be done. It just had to be done. He took a leap and went into Lanka. There he swiftly lifted the entire house dispensary of Sushena and carried them to the Lord. At first, the Vaidya was reluctant to treat Lakshman, but eventually convinced by Vibhishan and others that it was his duty as a doctor to treat Lakshman, who should be seen as a patient first and not as an enemy. He agreed to do so. However, the remedy was a specific herb that grew on a particular range of the Himalayas, and it had to be brought before dawn. This seemed like a Herculean task, impossible to achieve in such a short span of time. Take a giant leap. Hanumanji simply went to Sushena and took all the requisite details of the location and so on. While everyone was discussing how it wasn't possible, he took the giant leap again, yet again, and went to the Himalayan without even the aid of a GPS. People of action do not discuss how something cannot be done or how difficult it is. If something has to be done, they just do it. Hanumanji took the giant leap and reached the Himalayan range, unsure of picking the right herb in the right quantity, at the right shape of its development. He cut off the top of the mountain Drone, Drone Parvat and carried it in toto to Sushan. You brought Sanjeevani, the life saving herb from Dronagiri in the Himalayas, and revitalized Lakshman. Out of elation, Sri Ram embraced you. लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए. Sushen extracted the juice from the herb, administered it to Lakshmanji, and brought him back to life. The ultimate gift. Sri Ram wondered what he could give Hanumanji as a reward. Some things are so priceless that you cannot really reciprocate in full measure. Bhagavan remained forever indebted to Sri Hanuman. Rather than giving him anything, Bhagavan gave himself. He enfolded Hanumanji in his embrace and praised him profusely. You are dear to me like my brother Bharat. The Lord added, the serpent Sheshanag, who has 1,000 mouths, sings and will sing your glory. His glory would be sung by thousands of people for all times. रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई. सहस वदन तुम रोजस गावे, अस कहीं श्रीपति कंठ लगावे. Hanumanji fell at the feet of the Lord and with utter humility said, O Lord, what could I do without you? Trahi, Trahi, Bhagavan, protect me. When people praise even a little, the ego rises. I have done it alone. I have done it all by myself. And that is the greatest cause of our fall and destruction. He fell at Bhagavan's feet because the feet alone are a shelter for the devotee, where the torturing ego that makes one suffer can be surrendered. He fell at his feet again and again. However, Bhagavan picked him up and embraced him. What a scene it was! Lord and the devotee were in each other's arms. Sri Ram was bathing Hanuman ji with tears of affection, joy, and love, and Hanumanji with tears of devotion was doing Bhagwan's Abhishek. What a wonderful soul stirring scene! Bhagavan kept him in his embrace. Actually, he should stop here for a while to we should stop here for a while to reflect and revel in this wonderful embrace when Bhagavan gave himself to Hanumanji, who did everything in the service of his master, his Bhagavan. Symbolism. In life also, the final leap to the beyond is possible only when the Vairagya in us is strong. When Vairagya and desire come face to face and battle each other, sometimes due to a moment of carelessness or the strong onslaught of lust, the Vairagya in us goes into coma. When Vairagya is weak, even knowledge becomes ineffective. At such times, how can we revive it? It is at this time that Hanumanji stayed fast in Brahmacharya, stayed fast in mastery over the senses, was able to reach that unshakable mountain of faith, Shraddha, that has Sanjeevani, the life giving herb, Goswami Tulsidas ji points out that Sanjeevani is symbolic of bhakti, devotion, and that alone has Shakti, power. Anurag, love, and devotion alone has the power to destroy our raga. Bhakti alone has the power to remove our asakti, our attachments and desires, and revive the vairagya in us. Just as Puja Gurudev brought river Ganga, the river of devotion and knowledge, Hanumanji will come and bring us this Sanjeevani, this herb of devotion, to re inspire us whenever our inspiration declines. Therefore, to ensure that our Vairagya is strong and our knowledge is assertive, we must constantly engage in satsang and keep devotion blossoming in our hearts, saving Bhagavan and Lakshman from Ahiravan. Hanumanji has taken many other leaps in the battlefield after the death of Indrajit and Kumbhakarna. Ahiravan and Mahiravan took Sri Rama and Lakshman into Patala Loka, the nether world. The moment Hanumanji found out, he leapt into Patal before the tunnel to that dimension could close. There, Ahiravan wanted to sacrifice Sri Ram and Lakshman to propitiate the Devi. Hanumanji discovered that the pran of Ahiravan was in the 5 lamps which had to be blown out simultaneously. At that moment, Pavanasuta Hanuman, son of the wind god, transformed into Panchamukha Hanuman with his 5 faces. He blew off the 5 flames, invoking the power of Mother Nature Devi Mata. Nature's power can be used negatively or positively. For example, nuclear energy can be a boon to society, a solution to our energy problems, or it can be misused to cause death and devastation in the form of nuclear bombs. Ahiravan wanted to exploit the power of nature as a force for destruction. Taking the blessing of Mother Nature herself, Sri Hanuman destroyed Ahiravan and Mahiravan and released Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji from Patal. Who does not know in this world that your name is Sankat Motion, the remover of all obstacles? को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो. Who does not know that you are the one who can take the mightiest of leaps and demonstrate to us how to take such leaps in life? Ever in his service, ever at his feet. When the battle was won, Lord Ram and Sita ji returned to Ayodhya. Sugriv, Jambavan, Vibhishan, Hanumanji, and a multitude of monkeys accompanied them. After Sri Ram's coronation, all of them had to return, but Hanumanji stayed at the feet of the Lord. Hanumanji did not want to leave, and Sri Ramchandraji, Mother Sita, and Lakshman also did not want him to go. They asked him to stay on in Ayodhya. Hanumanji stayed forever in the service of Sri Ram and Mother Sita. The most wonderful devotee, Sevak of the Lord, whose Vimal Yasha, blemishless, spotless glory is worth being emulated, even if it be in a small way. In our lives, the giant leaps that we can take, the achievements that are possible only by remembering and worshipping Hanumanji are truly unbelievable and amazing. Your glory is famous in all the your yugas, in all the four yugas, and illuminates the whole world. चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा. When Ramachandra ji was finally leaving for his abode, he took everyone who wanted to go with him. Hanumanji, with the grace of the Lord, with his devotion, upasana, and Bhagavan's extreme love for him, could have gone to Vaikuntha. But he remained back on this earth and said, "Wherever your devotees sing your glory, O Bhagavan, I want to be there." And so Hanumanji remains ever with us. पवन तमय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप. O son of Vayu, remover of adversities, one with an auspicious form, and the chief among all devas, may you reside in us, our hearts, along with Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita. बोलिए बजरंग बली की जय. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः.